Welcome to a special edition of Harvest Hangouts, and this one is History in the Making because I have the privilege of interviewing a brand new author.
Hello Harvest Bears, my name is Kason Abair, and today I am here with Ekuwah, and we are going to be talking about her book that is My Name is an Address. And I know my mom helped set up for me to meet you. How do you really know my mom?
Oh, that's a great question. So years ago, back in probably 2010, she and I worked together. She was a third grade teacher and I was a strategist. And she was on a remarkable team of teachers who did amazing things. And she sent her kids to work with me in a small group setting. And so we got to know each other through that. And we've stayed in contact over the years.
Okay. That sounds fantastic. And before speaking of your book, I have a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
And the first question is, what inspired you to write your book?
So many years ago, when I was in college, I wanted to capture many of the things that I grew up with. When I was growing up, my mother and my father had a lot of things around our house, which looking back on just felt so special to me. And I thought, you know what, I really have a unique upbringing that's different than many people do. And I would love to be able to share that with other people so that way maybe they get some ideas for their family, some ideas that they can use as well, and maybe it would be unique. So I, in 2000, wrote a book. And this is the book I tried to get published, and I got rejected and rejected and rejected. And if you look at it, it has lots of pictures in it and text, and I used a computer and I bound it together, and I mailed this to so many publishers, and I got rejected so many times I just gave up. But fast forward to the pandemic, and we were home, we had all this time. I said, you know what, I'm gonna try this again. And I had some friends to encourage me to give it a go. And this carving right here kind of reminds me too. This is a carving of an egg, and it means that life is precious. And I thought, you know what, this is the time. This is the time that I have to make sure that I capture our family's story, because you never know when you're going to get a chance to do that again. So I gave it another go, and I found a publisher that would work for me. And the time was right, and everything worked out.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you.
And now my second question is, what does the title mean?
Good question. Also, I'm so impressed with your questions today. Thank you for these. So my name is an address means that when you look at my name, it means so much more than just my name. It represents so much. And by address, you can actually pinpoint on a map where my name is from. Our names are significant and our names have meaning. So when you look at my first name and my last name and you put those together, you can actually go to a physical house just by looking at my name.
Oh, that's actually very unique. I never thought of that.
Well, thank you.
And my third question is, what did you learn when writing this book?
Oh, right. I learned so much by writing this book. First of all, I learned how creativity comes to you in bursts. Because sometimes you're sitting here and you're thinking it's just going to flow all at once. Ideas just come and hit you. Sometimes I got ideas while I was in the shower. Sometimes I got it while I was sleeping, or while I was watching TV, or while I was reading another book. And I'm like, oh, you know what? That would help me explain my writing a little bit more. That would help my writing to be a little bit better. So I learned about creativity, and that process of how we put stories together takes a little time. And I also learned that publishing a book is not just publishing a book. There's so much work to do once the book comes out. I thought you publish a book and you're done, but that's just the beginning. You have to actually get out there and be proud of the work that you put out. And you have to be willing to share that book a lot. And that is something I really didn't think a whole lot about before I did it.
Oh, well, that's actually very helpful for future book writers. They should know that it's not just about publishing the book and then everything's done. It's about more than that.
Absolutely.
And my fourth question is, can you tell me a little bit about the book?
Absolutely. So the book is a nonfiction book, meaning that it's a true story about my actual life and my actual family. And so in the book, I tried to put pictures of all these things that you see here, like my sticker book, my first book that my mother made for me. I took a picture of this and I put it in the book. Some other things that you can find that maybe people wouldn't know. So like this is one of the bracelets I actually took a picture of and I put in the book too. And you see that it has my name on it. And I wanted to show this because my name isn't one of those names that you usually find in the store. You can't usually find things with my name and my spelling on it. So I put this in the book to show them like where my father is from, Ghana, West Africa. My name is actually very common. And so I can find things there, although it might not be common here in the United States. So I wanted to show other students things from Ghana that maybe they didn't know, like Ghana is the land of gold. So I tried to put in some nuggets of history in there too, so that way they could kind of learn about another place they might not have ever been before.
That is very unique that you put stuff about the history of your of your past and of how your father's or family's history has been and Ghana.
Yes.
That is actually very unique.
Thank you.
And my final question is, what did your parents think about this?
Thank you for asking that as well. Unfortunately, my mother passed away in 2017, so she wasn't able to see this. So it was really important to me to dedicate the book to her, and also at the back you can find out a little bit more information about her life. My father is still alive, and so my father was very, very excited, very proud. He's always wanted to write a book, and as I was growing up, he talked about how he wanted to write a book and he would love to put something out there. So he's thrilled. He even says I beat him to it. But I can tell you this book wouldn't have been possible without his help, because he helped me find some other things besides what you see here. Lots of things that we had still at my father's house. He helped share those with me and helped tell the story too. So we really worked on it closely together. So he's very proud of this book. And also in the book is my grandfather at the very last page of the book. And I tell you that unfortunately he passed away just last week, so it's really sad. But I'm really happy that he saw it and he was so proud of the book too, to see his actual face in a book. So my family has been very supportive.
I like that. Like, it really, like when you like publish something that you have really worked hard on, it's like good. It's a good feeling when you get like that gratitude and that appreciation from your parents, because it's very helpful.
Yes.
And it takes a lot of stress off.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And you know, the thing is I didn't want to put something out that was about our family without having their input and without having their support as well. Because without that family support, and I'm talking about my family, that would have been really bad. So I wanted to make sure my message was accurate with everything that I said, and that everybody who's featured in there is okay with that. Absolutely.
I like that. And now we are going to have Ekuwah be reading her book.
Okay.
My Name is an Address.
Okay, thank you. Hello everyone, this is My Name is an Address, and my name is Ekuwah Mends Moses. I start the book here with This Book Belongs To, and I have endorsed it to Miss Irby and Kason, two of my favorite people. Happy to share this with you. And I ask, are you ready to open a new window? Because maybe this is different for you. Maybe this is different than something that you've ever experienced or known someone with this story. And then I challenge you, can you use all the letters from A to Z to explain the story of your name? And I dedicated this book to my mom. This is a real picture of me, and this is my mother. And then I start the book with a note from Ekuwah. Akwaba, welcome to the ABC story of my name. Did you know that a name includes history, geography, and migration? Language, culture, and heritage are also linked to a person's name. I chose to use the letters of the alphabet to show how wide and deep names can go. My life began in Warrensburg, Missouri. but that is not my full address. I am the second child of an immigrant and an African American. My name is an address features my father's family line. Unfortunately, much of my mother's African ancestry is unknown. Family lines were stripped from enslaved Africans as they were involuntary and forcibly transported all over the world. Slavery, war, trade, colonialism, and world events changed families forever, including mine. I am proud that I can use my first and last name to trace my father's ancestors back to Ghana, West Africa. I hope to discover more information about my mother's African origin. She wholeheartedly celebrated our Ghanaian heritage and cultures of the world. I call myself the designer of this book because the handwriting and drawings were painted by my remarkable mother. The illustrations are a collage of my parents' treasures. The words are my way of explaining how they fit together and shape the person I am today. As you read, I hope you enjoy our photographs and artifacts. I hope you feel my parents' love and guidance. I hope you learn some of our culture and traditions. I hope you read how I embrace my name and identity. I hope you gain tools for facing challenges. I hope you get inspired to research your own name. I hope you write your story before someone else shares it for you. Tell your authentic story. The world needs to hear your voice. And then here's My Name is an Address by Ekuwah Mends Moses. Here we go. A is for address. I am American, but people are confused when they see my name written or hear it spoken. Where's your name from? Some ask. My name leads to the continent of Africa. B is for born. My father was born in Cape Coast, Ghana. He lived in a 2-story compound house. It is in a busy neighborhood called Quanapata. Our extended family still lives there. Generations of family pictures are hung high on the walls. C is for change. Some coastal Ghanaians were baptized and renamed when enrolled in the British education system. Albion means Old England. Mends may be linked to a British Royal Navy admiral who patrolled the coast. Our family's indigenous name is Anamwa. We chose to keep the Mends surname because it can be traced back to our family. There are people with the same last name in the cities of Cape Coast, Ada, and Salt Pond. Mends is my maiden name. D is for distinct. Mama and Papa gave me a name that is distinct from the names of most people. I'm thankful they decided to follow a cultural tradition. It is a name that is common in Papa's country. E is for examples. Ekuwah is my first name and leads to my ancestors' country. My middle name, Ruth, leads to my Christian religion. I have cousins with the same first name, but their parents chose a more traditional Fanti spelling, Ekuwah. My grandfather suggested the spelling of my name. F is for facts. I am Fanti. Fanti people mainly live along the coastal regions of Ghana. Tourists visit the forts and dungeons to see where the Dutch, Portuguese, and British colonizers kept enslaved people. They want to learn how Africans were captured, tortured, and exported. They wonder how their families were impacted by the slave trade. They want to discover if their roots lead to Ghana. G is for gold. Ghana is in West Africa. It was called the Gold Coast until the end of the British rule. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah announced independence on March 6, 1957. I am blessed to be called more specifically a Ghanaian American. H is for hope. My father is the oldest of 9 children. He left Ghana with the national track team to train in America. He hoped to get a higher education and run in the Olympics. Dad met my African American mother in college. They had so much hope for their family and made faith, love, and giving a priority in our daily lives. I is for identity. My identity was shaped by my parents' actions. Their engagement with family and community gave me the answers to my questions. Who am I? Where did I come from? Where do I belong? How can I make a difference in the world? J is for joy. Tremendous joy filled my heart when my dad would visit my school. He played traditional instruments and taught classic games. We passed around cultural artifacts. The students asked questions about my name and how my family left Ghana. They asked my dad to describe life in his country. K is for kind. Children teased me and called me Hakuna Matata. Their singing and laughing made me feel like I did not fit in. I felt lonely, embarrassed, and ashamed of my name. My parents talked to me and helped boost my confidence. They told me to be kind and remember our family values. L is for legacy. In the evening, Mama and I would paint and craft pictures together. Adding fabric helped make the art look more authentically African. She showed me how to learn from my mistakes and be a creative teacher. Her art is a piece of a colorful legacy. M is for meals. My name is also from a rich cooking culture. Foods are made to bring families together. Ghana is famous for fufu, jollof rice, fried plantains, meat stews, and spicy sauces. We make these dishes in America, but it is sometimes hard to find foods, spices, and tools to make the exact mouth-watering meals. N is for name. Teachers always mispronounced my name and asked if I had a nickname. I told them I did not, and politely taught them how to say my name. I would gracefully correct them when they practiced the pronunciation. I like my name. It is me. I do not want my name changed or erased. O is for observation. A naming ceremony took place 8 days after I was born. An outdooring is a time for giving blessings and gifts for the baby. Family and friends were asked to dress in white. Dad wanted our Missouri friends to observe that culture starts at birth and travels with us. P is for people. I am linked to the past, present, and future stories of Ghana. My name and actions represent the country and its people, like a travel commercial or a mobile billboard. Q is for questions. My parents knew I would have a lot of questions. Mom created homemade books for me to learn about Ghana. The pages included the English and Fanti language. We read those books together over and over. I still ask questions and try to learn more about our language, history, and culture each day. R is for roots. My family placed a golden Sankofa bracelet in a time capsule. Mom buried it under a tree on my first birthday. It reminds us to keep growing where we are planted. My roots began long before the slave trade and colonization. S is for symbol. In Ghana, Sankofa means to go back to fetch it. It is an Adinkra symbol of wisdom, learning from the past and building for the future. The symbol is often printed on fabric, carved into wood, and more. T is for treasure. Mama and Papa taught us to value the art of Ghana. We have unique handmade artifacts from our visits. The decorations in my home point to an address just like my name does. U is for unique. There are many girls in the world named Ekuwah, but I am unique. My hobbies, talents, experiences, goals, and achievements make me one of a kind. V is for variety. There is peace between the many tribes in Ghana. Language, food, religion, and festivals vary by region. The Ashanti tribe spells and says my name differently. Ekuwah. W is for Y. Ekuwah identifies the day of the week I was born and my gender. I am a girl born on Wednesday. Babies born on Wednesday are the famous and fearless ones. Ask Ekuwah Nancy the spider. X is for X factor. The variable in Ghana is opportunity. Hard work and perseverance are expected. The village helps me to fly higher and higher. They remind me to get back up again when I struggle. The cultural belief is your success is our success. Y is for yes. As elders say at an outdooring, let your yes be yes and your no be no. I always strive to be honest. Life and a good family name are fragile. I choose to handle both with care. Z is for zest. Grandpa is 102 years old and lives life with zest. He likes to crack a witty joke, give a loving smile, or unexpectedly sing an inspirational tune. I am proud to represent him, my family, the country of Ghana, and the African ancestors who paved the way for me. My name is an address. What is your address? And that is the end of the story, and I end it with a pronunciation guide to help readers who want to read more, and a call to action. Ask, listen, practice, and learn to say the names of the people you meet. You may be uncomfortable, and you may make mistakes. It's okay. Always do your best to get it right. This is the key to respecting others and building relationships. And then also I have a concluding section for my mother, so you can learn more about her. And author's page, a little bit about myself. Thank you for sharing this story with me today. Again, this is My Name is an Address by Ekuwah Mends Moses.
I really loved your book, and I really do appreciate you for coming out and doing this. And I was really touched about how you did your book and how it showed that your name is more than what you believe it is. Like, it's not just a name and how people will know you by. It's more than what it can be. Mm-hmm. And I am wondering about who did your illustrations.
Thank you for asking. So the illustrations in the book, I technically call myself the designer of the book because I'm the one who put all the pages together. But the art and the calligraphy and the handwriting and things like you see like this are all done by my mother. My mother, who, like I shared with you before, passed away in 2017. I wanted a way to show the world the art and the things that she did. It was just so many amazing things that she did. So like the cover of the book that you can see here, this is a portrait that my mother did. And then I put it together with some of the fabric that my father owned, and I put their collections together. So I wanted a way to keep it real with the real things that we have at our home, and show how talented my mother was as well. Mm-hmm.
That is very fascinating. And I love how you did like a combination of what you had. Mm-hmm. And about your father, your mother, you, and what you guys had. Mm-hmm. I really love that.
Thank you.
Thank you again for coming out and doing this. And thank you, Harvest Bears, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.